My husband compared me to another woman. In front of his friends. I didn't react right away. That's what surprised everyone. Because inside me, something broke, cleanly, silently, without drama. And once it broke, there was no way to put it back together. It was a Sunday. One of those gatherings where men sit outside laughing loudly, beers in hand, exchanging advice about life and marriage. While the women serve food, smile politely, and then disappear into the kitchen as if that's where they belong. I had been his wife for 11 years. 11 years of loyalty. 11 years of protecting his image, even during the moments when he doubted himself. 11 years of choosing peace over confrontation. The laughter was loud that afternoon. The jokes were constant. The kind of jokes men tell when they feel safe, admired, and unquestioned. Then one of his friends laughed and said, "Man, your wife is way too calm. Women these days are more lively, you know?" Everyone laughed. So did I. Out of habit. Out of survival. And then my husband added, holding his glass, smiling proudly, "Look at Patrick's wife. She knows how to keep a man. Not like some women who are just there, out of routine." The laughter stopped. Not for him. For me. He had compared me. Not in private. Not during an argument. But in front of his friends. In front of younger men. In front of people who, at that exact moment, learned that disrespecting me had no consequences. I felt their eyes on me. Some looked uncomfortable. Some looked entertained. None defended me. Not even the man who vowed to love and protect me. I stood up calmly. I collected the plates. Served dessert. Kept smiling. But in my mind, I was taking inventory. Every time I stood by him when he had nothing. Every time I stayed quiet to protect his pride. Every time I accepted less than I deserved because I believed patience was love. And most of all, the exact moment I allowed him to believe he could humiliate me without losing me. That night, after everyone left, he came to bed as if nothing had happened. "You were quiet today," he said casually. I looked at him. For a long time. Then I replied softly, "You spoke enough for both of us." He laughed. "You're too sensitive. It was just a joke." Men talking. A joke. That word stayed with me. Because humiliation always hides behind humor when it wants to avoid accountability. The next day, I did something I had never done before. I chose myself. I stopped explaining. Stopped justifying. Stopped trying to be understood by a man who had chosen humiliation as a language. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I didn't threaten. I simply withdrew my energy. 3 weeks later, I made a decision. Not out of anger. Out of clarity. A man who compares you publicly no longer sees you as a partner. He sees you as a symbol. An accessory. A background character in his own performance. And in a relationship, respect lost in public is almost never repaired in private. So now I ask you, can a man truly love a woman he humiliates in front of others? Should women stay silent to save the home, even when the cost is their dignity? At what point does patience stop being a virtue and become self-betrayal? If this story made you feel something, anger, sadness, recognition, don't ignore it. Like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want the next story, one that will challenge even more uncomfortable truths, type next in the comments and stay with us. Because some stories don't exist to entertain. They exist to wake us up.